Hey, good morning. So today we are making preparations for getting some horses in. So the ranch needs a couple of horses. I've been on the hunt for some young horses over the last couple of months, and today might be the day where we get to bring one home. So we got to do a couple of prep things before we can do that. The first thing is I've got to get this float onto this water tank, and so we can put some water in here. And the reason we have to use this one is because this is the only drinker that has an opening to where the horse can actually get it. So that's what we're doing today, doing some prep work for bringing in some horses. Before we go getting into the video, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. All right, so we're gonna work on getting this float attached. And originally this float was broken, or actually the float didn't even exist if I remember right. It just had some antifreeze bottles being used as the float. So I went and found this pan float. It was on either one of the other drinkers or found it in a barn or something like that. I don't quite remember. And the bottom half of the other original stock was broken. And so what I did is I just went to Home Depot. I believe this is 3/16 dowel stock, and cut off basically what I needed to, and then heated up the end of it and put a little pigtail at the bottom of it. And the reason for that is so when you slide it in to your bar down here, you can give it a twist and it won't come off at the bottom there. So then all we got to do is there's a hole at the bottom here, slide that guy down. And then it's got a locking nut here. Put that down. And I'm gonna keep this water pretty low. That way it doesn't overflow. We'll set it there and see where we're at with everything. But basically what happens is as this fills, this pan rises, comes up, and then it shuts off down here, if you can see that. Here's maybe a better view of what's happening. So when the water comes in, it comes in through this right here. And the pan, so basically this is open, water's coming out. And as it fills up, this pan rises and it puts pressure on this guy to shut the valve off. So that is how that valve works. I imagine it's probably called like a plunge valve or something like that. Just basically how, you know, how it works or whatever. So we need to go over to our valves over there, turn the water on, and we'll get this thing filled up. All right, so here's our valve system. We got valves underneath this plate here. Right down there. And if you haven't done so, there's a video about how I replace these valves. So, turn this guy on. Get the phone, and that should be sending water over to that valve over there, assuming the water's not just completely frozen. Put this back on. There we go. And we'll go back over and see if the water is flowing into that tank or not. So we have no water coming into this tank, which means our valve or our water is probably frozen, and or is frozen, I should say. So we're just gonna let that sit for a little bit. I think it's gonna warm up to about the 40s today. So hopefully with a little bit of pressure and try to move that water under the ground and a little bit of warmth, it'll defrost that pipe enough to get some water. You just need a little bit of water to just start, and then it'll unclog itself. So the other thing I wanted to do while I'm in this pen is just do a quick walk around the pen to see if I have any kind of holes or sharp pointy things that might stab that horse or gouge it or anything like that. And if there is, then we got to fix that. And then after we do a quick tour, I've got to go and unload the horse trailer. It's full of wood. And then after we unload the horse trailer, I got to take the plug apart because the brake, the wires for to activate the trailer brakes is loose. When we were pulling it home, I never saw the light on it, and it wasn't a big deal because there was no weight in the trailer that I knew of at the time. I didn't know it was full of wood. And by the time we got home, it was dark, and I could see the light flashing intermittently on the connector. And so I know that it was, we've got a loose connection, which is pretty notorious for those plugs. But anyways, this all looks pretty good. We're in the process of getting this corral cleaned out. That'll be done by this summer. But right now it's 17 degrees outside and it's cold. But let's go head over to the trailer. We'll get that thing emptied out, and then we'll work on the plug, and then we'll go from there. All right, so here we are at the trailer. And this trailer, Chelsea and Henry emptied about half of it, but it was full of oak and cedar, which is awesome. So we primarily heat our house with wood, and that oak keeps Chelsea nice and warm, and that's what counts. So we're gonna unload. I'm gonna move some of these stumps out of the way, and then we gotta unload this thing, and then we'll run up and we'll connect the trailer and get the plug rewired here. All right, got the trailer unloaded. Got a pretty nice little stack of oak here, which is great. So we'll get this closed back up. And then we're gonna run up. We'll go get the truck. We'll hook it up. And then we'll pull it up to the shop, pull the trailer up to the shop. And we'll look at that wiring. But what I'm thinking about, I'm going to run you over to where we've got the hay, and I'll show you the hay that we got for the horse. The horse is horse eye? I don't know. So this is what we got. These are 60-pound bales of alfalfa. Our thought is we'll feed them a little bit by hand, get the horses used to us, and then we'll let them out on the field until we're ready to take them down to the ranch. So we won't need a lot of hay, but needed a little bit so we could get it stored up. We've got storms coming in tonight and tomorrow, and then again on Monday. So, and I don't know if you've seen, but this is my cow hay. These are 12 or 1,400 pound bales. They might even be a little bit heavier, but it is a triticale cow hay. And the only difference between the cow hay and the horse hay is the cow hay has a little bit of mold on it, or it's gotten rained on. And so you don't want to feed cow hay to horses because horses are a lot more sensitive to moldy or bad hay. So you pay a little bit more for horse hay, because they're more delicate, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's go grab the trailer, truck trailer, all that good stuff. There we go. So I got the connection for the trailer fixed. I wasn't able to film it because for whatever reason my GoPro wouldn't start. I don't know if the camera was too cold or what, but I could not get the camera to turn on. But basically on these connectors, there's a screw here, and a screw on the side or on the back there, and I took this connector apart, and there was a loose fitting on one of the terminals, and so I cut that connection off, put a new one on, and it worked just fine. Lit the brakes up just like it was supposed to. So wasn't able to film it. Apologize for that. Technology sucks sometimes, but at least we got that fixed. So we're gonna go run over to the drinker and see if that has thawed out now that it's about 40 degrees outside. Well, I still don't have any water coming out, so that's not good. But at least the water in the tank is starting to thaw out a little bit, so that means something's starting to warm up. But man, that sucks. I don't have any water. I kind of was hoping to have some water in there, but oh well, we'll just keep waiting on it. And if I can't get water to thaw out, then I will have to come up with a plan B to get these horses, or get this horse some water. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. All right, so we're on our way down to get the horse. He's about an hour and a half to 2 hours from where I'm at. I won't do any filming there because I've never met these people, and I don't know if they'd be comfortable with the camera in their face or not. But if we can get this horse, I'll show you probably tomorrow. I won't be able to do it tonight because it'll be dark by the time I get back. So the other thing I want to mention is the connection my fix did not work. I can still see the light bouncing back and forth, so I may have a bad ground or something. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look into that at some other point. But we'll pick the video up tomorrow, either with a horse or no horse. So we'll see you then. So I made it back before the sun went down. We got about 15-20 minutes, so we're gonna get this horse out of the trailer and let the kids walk him back.
And it's gonna be fun!
Okay, Henry, stand over here so if you...
So you stand back.
To the side, so if he comes shooting off.
So you just gotta be quiet and slow and methodical with your touches. You can walk him around a little bit.
You want to walk him around?
You just took about an hour ride or so. There you go. And see how he's watchy. So you just gotta just reassure him, and then he's fine. Well, we got him home. We're gonna give him a flake of hay, and I think we'll end the video here. I'll start another video where we ride him and take him for a ride. I want to take him around the block a little bit and whatnot. So I think that'll be in a different video. So appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you next time.